And it is time for heat number 1. Joey Smith and Jason Blatz have the front row. Matt Hayden and Jed Cotterman on the second row. Harold Rothery and Jace Mungen on the third row. Kyle Martin and Cameron Campbell on the fourth row. Anthony Monroe rounding out the field. Remember, that number 19 car, he is the previous season champion. We'll be watching him closely here tonight. He did say during pre-race he has spent a lot of extra time on practice over the couple of weeks off season that they have. He's been working on his setups for these cars and putting in extra practice. It'll be interesting to see how his season goes this time. There is Bristol Motor Speedway, just over half mile, 83-degree track temperature here tonight. Don't forget to check out htsai.net. It has all the schedules, all the information you could ever want, and is currently under redesign by 3 Wide Designs of New York, and it is going to be awesome once completed. Joey Smith, Jason Blatz going to lead them down once the pace car drops off. There they come out of turn 4. Pace car will take them around one more time. And as mentioned in the pre-race, these cars are so little. They didn't see it in practice, but it is possible to get them 5 wide here. Probably even possible to get them 6 wide here. Although that would likely end in disaster, I'd still want to see what happens. Plus, tune in tomorrow afternoon around 1 Eastern. We will be doing the broadcast of the GT3 NSS series from Red Bull Ring that was supposed to air Sunday morning. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Bristol. Joey Smith off to a good start already. Matt Hayden up to second. Jace Mungen already jumping up to third after starting at 6th. He is a man on a mission here. They're 2 wide back behind Jason Blatz and Jed Cotterman side by side. Newcomer Harold Rothery, Cameron Campbell, Kyle Martin, and it looks like Anthony Monroe did not take to the grid. We've got a car spinning at the back. That is Harold Rothery. Oh, Joey Smith is around. Hard hit into the outside wall. No caution. He gets it down low. Let's take first a look at Harold Rothery. Getting loose off the turns here was a big point of discussion. Looks like Joey Smith, let's see what happened to him as he gets off into the turn. Just the same thing we had seen. What a save by Jace Mungen. Then Matt Hayden and Jason Blatz had an incident. Looks like both of them just getting caught up in that incident. Blatz goes for a little bit of a ride. 4 laps left to go. Jace Mungen back where he thinks he belongs at the front of the pack. Last season's champion already showing that extra practice during the off season is really, really paying off. Side by side as they go past Joey Smith, but Jed Cotterman is up in the mix and trying to run the leader down. Two to go for Jace Mungen, but Jed Cotterman is closing the gap. White flag is in the air for Jace Mungen. Jed Cotterman right there, but is he close enough to make something happen here? Does not look like it as they go off into turn 3. Out of turn 4, Jace Mungen has a run, manages to hold on to it. He wins. Jed Cotterman second. Kyle Martin in third, Cameron Campbell fourth, and Harold Rothery fifth. Matt Hayden, Jason Blatz, Joey Smith, and Anthony Monroe round out the field. All right, on to heat number 2. We'll have Vern Spring and Nicholas Chaber on the front row. Byron Bartlett and Ed Jones Sr. on the second row. Andrew Thornton and Art Milne on the third row. Dave Osborne and Ricky Wentworth rounding out the field. Looks like we're waiting on just a couple of cars to take to the grid. Seems we got a lot of people out there cheering for Andrew Thornton, who actually is supposed to be in here. Hasn't taken the grid yet, but he is in the 31 tonight. Does not look like Thornton is going to take the grid here. Vern Spring and Nicholas Chaber on the front row, getting ready to lead this pack down. As close and chaotic as this has already been, just wait till they reach the feature and get 20 plus cars on track here together. These setups, these cars are so close. And a 40-lap shootout, that's going to be one heck of a battle. But they are starting the season off right. They are here at Bristol. And hey, some of the new rules for this season are definitely going to make a huge difference. We're going to see some great green flag runs, a lot of side-by-side battles, and no telling what else is going to happen here. Pace car leading them into turn 3. The pace car will drop off. Pace car is back on pit road where he belongs as they come down the front stretch. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away again at Bristol for heat number 2. And wow, look at the run. I believe that is Byron Bartlett already starting to send it toward the front. If you watched last season, it is no surprise that Byron is on his way forward. Andrew Thornton has missed the start, but he is coming out on track as well. Meanwhile, newcomer Nicholas Chaber already starting to build a little bit of a gap as Vern Spring and Byron Bartlett battle it out. And a 3-car battle back behind Ricky Wentworth, Ed Jones, Art Milne. All nose to tail, side by side. Looked like Art was thinking about making it 3 wide up the middle there for a few moments. Now is he going to look to the bottom here? Not yet, but he is trying to build that run. Meanwhile, Nicholas Chaber starting to pull away even further, and the battle for second is really... They have been side by side non-stop. Is Byron Bartlett going to be able to clear now for second? And does he have enough time left to get to the leader? And he does. He clears Byron Bartlett to second. Vern Spring back to third. Ed Jones in fourth is starting to close in. And the last man to join the race, Andrew Thornton, all alone, just ran the fastest lap of the night. And then Ed Jones beat that lap by 1/10 of a second, as it takes a while for these cars to get up to full speed and get the tires warm enough that they have a lot of grip. And now we're going to have a 3-car battle back behind. This is for third, fourth, and fifth as Art Milne, Ed Jones, and Vern Springer going at it. Dave Osborne has had an incident with 2 laps to go. Let's take a quick look. And we just saw, he gets hard into the wall. No caution. White flag is in the air for Nicholas Chaber. as he comes down the back straightaway into turn 3. He is going to win heat number 2. Chaber with the win. Byron Bartlett comes in second. Art Milne is third. Ed Jones is fourth. And Andrew Thornton is fifth. Vern Spring, Dave Osborne, Ricky Whitworth all have problems during heat number 2, end up on pit road. On to the warm-up. Guys get one last chance to get some practice in here. Last minute tuning of the setups. Cameron Campbell and Kyle Martin, it looks like, are the first two off pit road. Last season's champ Jace Mungin rolling off, already warming the tires a little bit. Jed Cotterman coming off pit road. Vern Spring rolling. Harold Rothery, another newcomer. Oh, Kyle Martin's got one heck of a head of steam coming down the back straightaway as he comes off pit road, or as another driver comes off. Cameron Campbell. And Kyle Martin so far the fastest lap in the warm-up. Jed Cotterman, Harold Rothery, and Jace Mungin are literally swapping who has the fastest lap every time, and sometimes by as little as 1/100th of a second. That's how close these battles are about to get. Just about a minute left in warm-up. Just enough time to go hit the snack bar one more time, because you're not going to want to miss a single moment of this race. And remember, right after this, we've got the touring mods coming to you also from Bristol tonight. Did get to see a lot of that practice session, and it's going to be some close and a very exciting racing in the mods. Based on what we saw last season, the mods were some of the closest racing that we had, and the legends were probably the most chaotic, but the most exciting, as you often have position swapping every few hundred feet. And when they get to the smaller tracks, it gets a lot more exciting. As always, if you have a favorite driver, favorite number, whatever the case may be, drop in the comments. Help cheer your favorite number, driver, or whatever on. Warm-up is over. It is time to go racing. The feature is here. Up front will be Andrew Thornton and Harold Rothery. Ed Jones and Cameron Campbell on the second row. Art Milne and Kyle Martin on the third row. Byron Bartlett, Jed Cotterman on the fourth row. Nicholas Chaber and Jace Mungin rounding out the top 10. Matt Hayden, Vern Spring, 11th and 12th. 13th is Jason Blatz. Dave Osborne, 14th. Joey Smith, 15th. Ricky Whitworth, 16th. And Anthony Monroe starting in 17th. If you're saying, hey, these cars at this track looks like a lot of fun, you're not wrong. And you could hit up the Jones BS Racing League Facebook page and possibly join. They were not going to do any recruiting, but after tonight, Then we'll see what the numbers look like, and there might be a few openings left. Looks like we saw Andrew a couple of races last week having some connection difficulties. Not sure if that's smoothing out or not here. Hopefully so. He is sitting at the on the pole here. One more time around the pace car, getting ready to drop off in the middle of 3 and 4. Never thought I'd see the day where we had 17 little Legends cars here at Bristol. Been looking forward to this broadcast for several days. As they come out of turn 3 and 4, the pace car starts to drop in. Here they come out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air there, down and away. The first race of the season. Off into turn 1, Andrew Thornton's got a lead. Looks like Rothery having a little bit of a bobble there. Out of turn 2. Oh, we've got a car in the wall. He manages to hold on to it. Something happened with Byron Bartlett. There's car stopped on the out of turn 4. Caution is out. See if we can see what happened here. And, oh, it looks like, was that Andrew Thornton? Art Milne goes flying. Let's see if we can see what the heck happened to Andrew Thornton. And it looks like Andrew was blinking. That was not Andrew, but I could not tell who that was backwards. Might have been Ed Jones. Let's take another look. That was Ed Jones. Looks like he just got loose. That has been a big problem for a lot of the drivers here. Doesn't have any help, just gets down a little too low. Did hear a couple of drivers say there are some bumps right in the middle of 3 and 4. If you catch them wrong, you will go around, and these cars are so small, they're extremely difficult to catch. Huge wreck early on, but everybody that needed to has gone to pit road. Should see most of the drivers get back out on track. Joey Smith, Ricky Wentworth, Vern Spring, Ed Jones, and Art Milne look like the 5 cars that were most impacted during that event. Last season champion Jace Mungin currently running in 4th as they stack back up. He's also the biggest mover so far after starting in 10th. Although Dave Osborne also, he started in 14th and is now being scored in 8th place. As the lights are out on the pace car, and we are getting ready to go racing here again. Yeah, Josh is definitely right. This is going to be a concern in the mods race. Those bumps at the bottom. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away. Again, those bumps in turn 3 or 4, also a concern in the mods. Andrew Thornton still battling, blinking. There's a spin in 1 and 2. No caution yet. Looks like might have been Jed Cotterman. And look, they're 3 wide off into turn 1. Oh! The car behind just drifts up a little bit, gets the left rear corner panel on Cotterman. Edmund Jones tonight acting as race control, trying to keep the cautions at a minimum. Could we see, though, in the mod race, there is a chance that the cone car returns. And if Austin Edwards makes it in time for the cone car, you know how chaotic that can get. Jace Mungin now in the lead. Andrew Thornton has a bobble in the middle of 3 and 4. Jace Mungin out front just ran the fastest lap of the night so far. Harold Rothery now into second. Andrew Thornton staying in the draft in third. Kyle Martin back in fourth. Byron Bartlett currently running in fifth. Looking for fourth on the high side. He's got to run out of turn 4. Not quite enough yet. Can he get another run out of 2 and make something happen? Down the back straightaway. He pulls even again with Kyle Martin. Still cannot get clear. They're still side by side. Kyle Martin has a little bit of an advantage here. Matt Hayden right behind them in 6th place. Jason Blatz now up to 7th after starting 13th. And it looks like Blatz is currently battling Matt Hayden, trying to take 7th. Cameron Campbell back in 8th. Newcomer Nicholas Chaber in 9th. And Dave Osborne 10th. Joey Smith 11th. Art Milne 12th. Vern Spring 13th. And 14th is Ricky Wentworth. Jace Mungin, though, back in the lead, a place he got very used to last season. Looks like Cotterman has had another incident. Oh, everybody, it just got really tiny right through there. There is just not as wide as this track is, and we mentioned it earlier that these cars could potentially go 5 to 6 wide here, but that gap got really small really, really quick. The top 3 are still really close. Harold Rothery and Andrew Thornton following Jace Mungin, all within a half a second. Byron Bartlett back in 4th, 2 seconds behind that group. Matt Hayden in 5th now. He finally gets past Kyle Martin. Jason Blatz back in 7th. Cameron Campbell in 8th, Nicholas Chaber in 9th, and Dave Osborne in caution. And Dave Osborne is involved, as is Jed Cotterman. That was the previous incident. Let's see what happened with Osborne. Oh, Osborne came down a little bit, and I think that was Cotterman he actually caught. Oh, they really got together right there. I am going to guess that Cotterman probably not the happiest person right now. Just a hunch. Let's see if we can get a slightly different angle on that. It looks like Osborne was really struggling with the handling on the car. All right, so the lineup right now, last season's champion Jace Mungin in the lead again. Second place is Harold Rothery, Andrew Thornton in 3rd, Byron Bartlett in 4th, Matt Hayden in 5th, Kyle Martin, Jason Blatz, Cameron Campbell, and Joey Smith rounding out the 9 cars on the lead lap. Art Milne, Vern Spring, Ricky Wentworth, Nicholas Chaber, Dave Osborne, Ed Jones, and Jed Cotterman rounding out the remainder of the field, all 1 or more laps down. Anthony Monroe never took the grid, is not on track. The top three had built themselves a little bit of a buffer over 3 seconds from third place to fourth, but now things are going to get a bit sketchy. They're going to have everybody up there fighting for their shot. And we have had a mostly green flag race here so far, but now with everybody tightened back up and it getting later in the race, we're just past halfway. These guys are going to be really, really going for it here. Lights should be going out on the pace car now. Lights are out on the pace car. They'll go green next time by. Jace Mungen knows what it's like to lead a race here in this series. He was last season's champion, had a couple of wins, and definitely the most consistent driver in the field last season. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away. Jace has already got a good run and a good head of steam as they go off into turn one. They're starting to settle back in. The same story up front. Jace Mungen with the lead. Harold Rothery in second. Andrew Thornton in third. Matt Hayden and Byron Bartlett. Byron's got a run up top. Byron has been trying to get that top line working all night, but hasn't had the momentum that he was expecting up there. Could this be his opportunity? The back half of this pack is really tightening up. The top three have broken away, but from fourth on back, everybody's pretty much nose to tail. And look at this group a little further back. Oh, just as we look, there's a crash on the front straightaway. Caution is out. Looks like Ricky Whitworth was involved. They were 3 wide off into the corner, and it looks like a bump. The 13, I believe, got into Ed Jones. Yep, that was Ed Jones up on the high side. I think the 13 might have gotten a little tap from below, and they both get sent around. Ed Jones not having a lot of luck here early in the season, already involved in 2 incidents, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Jace Mungen, though, still has the lead. Harold Rothery in second, Andrew Thornton in third, Byron Bartlett in fourth, and Matt Hayden in fifth. Gonna see if we can get a word with Byron. Hey Byron, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I've got you, Doug. Yep.
Hey, it looks like you've been trying to get that high line to work so far tonight. You were struggling, but it looks like it's finally starting to come to you.
It is. This is a tough bunch here we've got tonight.
You definitely do, but man, you've been making your way forward pretty steadily. You started in 11th, now you're back up in the top 5.
Yep, we're having a good run. And I've never raced with this Matt, number 55, before. He's a good race car guy. He's giving me room.
Well, that is awesome, man. Good to see you back. Good to see you up in the top 5, and good luck tonight.
Thanks a bunch, Doug.
All right, Byron Bartlett has made his way up to 5th. One of the biggest movers of the night, Jason Blatz, back there in 6th place. He is also one of the big movers. Started in 13th up to 6th. Jace Mungin, though, continuing to lead. He has led the vast majority of the laps here. And with just under 10 laps to go when they restart, as long as he gets another start, I don't know that anybody can catch him. And while we have a moment, don't forget to check out all of the great sponsors of Jones BS Racing League, like JR Button Boxes and AMT Photography, Edwards Setup Shop, and CDH Paint and Setup Shop. You can find links to all of those on the Jones BS Racing Facebook page. Lights are out on the pace car. About to get the one to green. It looks like it'll be right at 8 laps to go on the restart. Here they come out of turn 4. Pace car drops in. They're down and away. Green is in the air, and Jace Mungin gets another great restart and a great run into turn 1. Already got a gap, and look at this. Byron Bartlett already looking on the high side of Andrew Thornton. Couldn't make anything happen yet, but he's still got 8 more laps to go. Matt Hayden in 5th. Kyle Martin in 6th. Still in contention. And it looks like Jason Blatz, back there in 7th, also trying to make that high line work, trying to get around Kyle Martin, and he's going to get it. He had the run. Looks like he got just a little too high. But now he gets another run off the turn 4, down into 1. He's got the nose ahead. Looks like that high line, as long as you get in there and just wear him down. But look at this. Harold Rothery. He is slipping backwards. Byron Bartlett now up to 3rd. Andrew Thornton in 2nd. But Rothery has not given up yet. 5 to go. Meanwhile, Jace Mungin just slowly but steadily pulling away. Jace already has right at a half-second lead over Andrew Thornton. Byron back there in 3rd. Byron definitely has his hands full with Rothery right now. Meanwhile, further back, Matt Hayden in 5th has his hands full with Joey Smith, Jason Blatz, and Kyle Martin. He goes around. He just got punted into the infield. No caution yet. Looks like Nicholas Chaber involved. Looks like they just both pushed up. 84 gets together. They end up in the wall, and Chaber gets caught as well. 2 laps to go. Jace Mungin in the lead. New league rule. At 5 to go, there will be no cautions. So as they get the white flag, Jace has the lead. But Andrew Thornton is closing in quickly. Does he have enough time? Down into 3 and 4. Andrew's going to try and send it in. He doesn't have enough. It is Jace Mungin. Last season's champion wins the first race of the season. Andrew Thornton comes home in 2nd. Jason Blatz 3rd. Kyle Martin is 4th. And Art Milne is 5th. Let's get an interview. Let's start interviewing some drivers from what turned out to be a wild, wild race. First, let's take a look as Harold Rothery had an incident on the... Oh! There you go. That explains where those 2 drivers went, and another one gets collected. And once these cars get up that much momentum, they just start flying. There is the top 3 in pit road, or on the front stretch, getting their pictures. Let's talk to 3rd place Jason Blatz. Hey Jason, this is Doug. You got me? Jason Blatz, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Give me a few
I got you.
Hey, man, a wild race. I know you had some difficulties at a few points, but still came back for a third-place finish after starting in 13th.
Yeah, that was a fun run.
It looked a bit exciting. I mean, you picked up several spots there at the end, just avoiding the chaos in front of you. That had to have been a few laps of just holding your breath.
Definitely was. I had good momentum on the top.
It did look like both you and Byron Bartlett really were the only two that hopped up to the top, and once you got up there, you were kind of hard to get to hold off.
Yeah, I found that out with like 15 to go. If I went to the top, it worked really good.
It definitely did. Well, man, congratulations. What a way to start the season. Looking forward to seeing how the rest of your season goes, buddy.
Thank you very much, and I hope to see you here again.
Me too, man. All right, let's see if we can find Andrew Thornton. Hey, Andrew, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, Doug, I got you.
Hey, man. Congratulations. And the first and probably most important question, how many more laps did you need?
Man, I don't know if I had anything for the kid. I couldn't really answer that question for you. I had 40 to get it done and couldn't.
This is true, but that last few laps, it looked like either he was fading or you found something really fast. There was, with 5 to go, there was a half-second gap between you, and at the end there, you were nose to tail.
I mean, it looked like at one point there, he kind of got a little bit of the apron, and I closed the gap a little bit, and then we had a car spun out and was trying to get going again on the bottom, moved us both up, and I didn't move up quite as high as he did, so just tried to shorten the gap as much as I could there, but it just wasn't enough to get completely up underneath him. Coming to the stripe, I think going into turn 1, I could have made a move. So if you really wanted to answer your first question, maybe one more lap, but I doubt it.
It was still a great way to start the season. Obviously, you were one of the drivers that had a really rough season last season, but probably looking a little bit better after this one.
That's definitely a good way to start it.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Looking forward to seeing you in the mod, and we'll see how your season goes.
Absolutely. See you there, Doug.
All right, let's see if I can get our winner and last season champion, Jace Mungen. Hey, Jace, this is Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, I have to say, this is starting to feel a little bit familiar.
Yeah. We won the first race of the last season, so really happy to get it this one.
I can imagine it coming in as the defending champion. The win early in the season really has to help drive some momentum here.
Yeah, hopefully we get a little bit more points gap next week and keep going.
Hopefully so, man. That was an epic race, but I have to ask Andrew, with 5 to go, Andrew Thornton was a half a second back, and suddenly he started gaining on you there at the end. Did you have any problems, or what was happening there? Were you slowing down, or was he getting faster?
I think my tires were cooking off a little bit, and I think the draft was a huge deal of it. Yeah, I mean, we had a dominant car all night, but the draft was a huge deal tonight.
It definitely seemed so, and man, you were dominant again, and we'll be interested to see if you dominate the whole season like you did last season.
I guess we will.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, last season's champion becomes this season's first winner. what another awesome race here. Don't forget, we will be back in just a few moments. The mods are here tonight as well. 85 laps in Wayland Mods around Bristol. Ought to be one heck of an exciting race. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments.